Hi, this is Dan Donovan with Redux LLC, your remodeling expert in the DMV area. We are so fortunate to always be working with experts in the construction field, and today is no different. We have Callie Wheelton from Sherwin-Williams, and she is going to explain some of the finer points of painting and also break down the basics so you understand finish and colors and preparation. And so anytime you have questions on your remodel, you'll be prepared to ask us the right questions and we'll be prepared to give you the right answers.
Thanks, Dan.
Okay, Callie, we work in a lot of old homes in the DC area, and prep work is good prep work makes good paint work.
Yes.
So what can you tell us about prep work?
Well, that's where you need to spend most of your time.
I agree.
So depending on the surfaces, because every home is different, and I heard you work in a lot of older homes, the first step I would take is to sand whatever needs to be sanded. And how you determine that is if the surface is shiny, those areas need to be sanded because you need some sort of a rough surface for the paint to stick to.
Correct, right.
And then also priming.
Right.
Priming is very confusing. A lot of people don't know when to prime, what needs to be primed. I thought primer came in the paint.
Right.
So let's clarify that.
Because we see that advertised quite some bit, where the paint can will say paint and primer in one.
Yes.
Which you say is very confusing.
Yes. So the paint and primer in one is a marketing term that a lot of paint companies slapped on the can. And that basically means that the primer works as well as if you were to prime.
Okay.
But there's several instances that you need to prime separately.
Okay.
Those instances are, you want to prime bare drywall.
Right.
You want to prime, and in the older homes, I know there's a lot of plaster.
Correct, right.
So in a scenario where you need to seal, you need to prime. Other instances would be if you're trying to block stains.
Okay.
If you need adhesion, like I know a lot of trim and doors already come in like semi-gloss finish.
Right.
Those need to be sanded and primed. And the other, if you're doing a drastic color change.
Right.
Prime.
Yeah.
So most of the time you need to prime.
Exactly, right. I would say 95% of the time we prime for those reasons you just stated.
Yep.
Occasionally, I think if we're going to paint flat, and we'll get into the finishes in a few minutes, but flat over flat. That's probably the only reason, and even then, we tend to sand that, so then when you sand it, you limit the adhesion, so then you have to apply the primer anyway.
Yeah.
Or you're pointing up, in old houses, you're pointing up most of the wall, so by the time you point it up, you got to prime most of the wall anyway. So we don't really buy into the paint and primer in one. We always have a separate primer coat and then 2 coats of our finished paint, at least. Sometimes if we're doing a deeper color, we need 3 coats. But that's what we're talking about with the primer.
Yes, and while we're on the topic of primer, there's multiple different kinds of primers.
Okay.
So, like for example, the homes that have plaster, we have our Loxon concrete and masonry primer sealer, specifically designed for that.
This is the product that you're talking about,
yes.
right? Yeah. So I've asked you about primers over the years a lot, and this is sort of our go-to.
Yes.
It's very, you can use it on concrete, plaster, all of it, and it's great adhesion.
Yep.
And your finished product, your finished paint product is so much better using a good primer, and this is pretty much where it's at.
Yes. Yes. And then another primer that I didn't bring over here, but you would use like a shellac base or an oil base if you're trying to block those tough stains. Yeah,
we've been through that before too. Like when we do exterior paint and we have old porches that require like those nice, usually it's pine.
Pine, okay.
And pine will have, it has all the tannins and stuff that tend to leak out of it.
Yes.
So you need a shellac in order to seal those. Otherwise, if you don't seal it, over time, you get all that brown staining and brown from all the knots.
Yep, bleeds right through the paint.
So that's more for we find that mostly in exterior, but then if we're dealing with interior old, or if we have like taken a door and we strip it down or side or trim, well then we really have to go back to a much shellac primer or something like that, so we don't get that bleeding out.
Yep.
Yeah. Old woods tend not to do that because they've already, whatever tannins they have, whatever's in them is already gone.
Right.
But newer wood that's been cut recently or whatever,
Yes.
it does really bleed out. So that's great advice. Let's just say all of our prep work is impeccably done, and we have pointed up and we have plastered and primed and sanded, and we're all ready for our finished coat, our finished color. So let's talk a little bit about finishes. Typically, we use this product is Duration, and it's a washable matte. So if you mark up your walls, or you can sort of, you have some flexibility in just kind of washing that off a little bit.
Yep.
We don't go eggshell typically because in a renovation, we put our first coat on and we get the walls are dinged up by the electrician or the plumber or whatever. So it's a lot of eggshell. You really can't touch it up very well.
Yeah, it's harder. Yeah.
Right. And then also we have when we finish our job, we do it in eggshell, and then people move in, their furniture will ding the walls and all that. So we end up having to repaint. So we always go with a washable matte. It's very flexible. We can touch it up, and it has a little more brilliance than a flat.
Yes.
And then for trim and doors, we typically use semi-gloss. And of course we prep that really well with your sealants and all that.
Yep.
And then ceilings were typically flat.
Yeah.
Now we might, in a bathroom, we might switch to a satin, just because if there's more humidity, the satin will be a little more forgiving.
Yeah.
We stay away from using semi-gloss or gloss on walls, just because in old houses especially, the walls are not in great condition. As much as we can repair them and prepare them for the paint, you'll get those brilliant semi-glosses and glosses when you put light on will really show you every imperfection.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell us a little bit more about finishes and kind of what you recommend and the different products that you recommend many different products to me, but just give us a little lay of the land with finishes.
So Duration is one of my favorite products because it is high durability. It is stain resistant and stain blocking. And it has that mildew and moisture resistance in it.
Exactly, right.
And it comes in most of the Sheens.
Right.
And it can be made in all of the colors. So this is a great product in pretty much any room. We have some of our other products are designed specifically for certain rooms, but this one covers it all. This one also comes in a satin finish that we recommend for bathrooms.
Right.
But most common is the flat and the matte Sheens for the walls.
Right.
What's great about the Duration product too is the flat is also washable.
Yes.
So when you're, like you said, painting those older homes that have imperfections in the wall, those lower Sheens like flat and matte are perfect for that space.
Right.
And then yes, semi-gloss for trim and doors, because we like those areas to pop more from the wall.
Correct. Right. This too, we both failed to mention the price point. So this is an excellent paint. It's very durable.
Yeah.
It's very flexible in our renovations, and it doesn't break the bank. I mean, paint has gotten expensive, obviously, but this is a great price point paint for us as well.
Yes, it's the best bang for your buck. I mean, you're getting premium paint for, it won't put a hole in your wallet.
Yes,
So.
But and then obviously this is our starting point if you wanted to upgrade your paint.
Yeah.
But this, to me, in terms of, and when we're finished, the look of this paint.
Yeah.
As you know, different paint lines, you finish, they just finish a little bit differently, even within the same Sheens. But this is why we really like Duration.
Okay. Yeah.
Now we also have, sometimes when we do our trim, we upgrade to a urethane paint or something. Can you talk about some other? Okay, Callie, so we've already talked about preparation, and then we've gotten paint on the walls, and we tend to use a Duration gloss for our trim and doors as well. But sometimes we upgrade to a Pro Classic. Excuse me. Sometimes we upgrade to a Pro Classic. We really love this paint, especially for places where you need durability.
Yeah.
Doors. Sometimes we'll build on site. We'll build built-in lockers or cabinets or mudroom things, and this is a great paint because you can, if you have kids, like I say, we build a mudroom or something like that, this really holds up very well.
Yes, this is a great upgrade to the Duration semi-gloss, mainly because it provides a much harder finish, Duration on trim and doors is a little softer, and when you're banging up against them and kids are running their fingers down the walls and things like that, scuffs, exactly. Pro Classic can hold up to that kind of abuse.
Right.
And also, it's really good at self-leveling. So you won't see the brush marks and the roller marks as much as you would if you were to use some other paint. So.
Yeah, with this paint, we can take a little bit of an upgraded roller. We always use good brushes, but you don't see roller marks or brush marks. It's really, really great stuff.
Yeah.
And a little bit higher price point on this, but I think it's worth it, especially if you got it in the right application.
Yes.
We even use, you have your stairs where you have the treads and the risers. Some people paint the risers white, and of course your shoe is always hitting the risers and scuffing it up, and this washes off and holds up really well.
Yep.
Yeah. Especially over older trim and doors.
Yes.
We prep those, of course we use primers,
Yes.
and then you put this on and it holds up really well.
Well, that's a really good point, because there's two versions of this Pro Classic. This is the acrylic one, and then we also have a hybrid, which is like it's like a oil modified version of it. And so that is designed for exactly what you're saying. If you're painting a surface and you're not sure if it's oil or not, or it is oil, the Pro Classic hybrid is the one that you would use in that scenario, because it can adhere to those oils.
Yes, so if you have old doors in your house,
Yeah.
this is what you want to do. This is what you want to use, because those doors, typically they'll stick and all that kind of stuff, even after we sand them and prep them. There's a lot of movement in doors, and then so you don't want to open that door and have the paint catch and then pull your paint off. So this is great stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to recap, we have prepped everything per your instructions, and now we are ready to paint, but there's a step before we choose our paint, and we should choose our finish.
Yes.
So walk us through that.
So it's really important to select your finish before you talk about the products, because not all of our paint products come in all of the finishes.
Gotcha, right.
But I'll just talk about the most common ones for now.
Okay. So just for example, if we were using duration, one of the finishes is velvet.
Yeah.
Which we rarely use, but that doesn't even come in duration.
Doesn't
so if
come
you've
in
picked,
duration.
if you love duration and you
Yes.
pick velvet, we can't do that for you. So we want to get that finish first before you pick your color, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, first let me talk about the differences between the sheens. And I'll start from the dullest to, I guess, the shiniest.
Okay.
So it would be flat, matte. So matte is just a little bit shinier than flat.
Okay.
And then satin is the most common for bathrooms.
Right.
And possibly kitchens.
Right. Just because it's more, you can wipe it off more. It's more.
Yes.
Okay.
And you know, have you seen in bathrooms like the streakiness on the walls? Duration doesn't do that.
Right.
And technically, I think the data page would tell you to wait, I think 48 hours at least before you take a shower after painting. But I use duration in my bathroom and I didn't wait. And I don't have any streaks on my walls.
Yeah.
So it does a really good job with that, like, moisture resistance.
Yes, that's why we like it too. Yeah.
And then semi-gloss after the satin, which is for like trim and doors.
Yep.
And then there's also gloss and high gloss, and you get into those finishes that exist, but they're not common.
Correct. Yeah.
Maybe you would use that on like a front door if you wanted a super shiny front door.
Right. All right. So just to recap, we've gotten our prep work done. We know what sheen we want to use. And now we got to pick a color.
Yes.
Okay, so Sherwin-Williams has some great resources for our clients to pick colors, because let's face it, it's a very difficult choice.
Yes.
And whatever we do inside your walls, as great as we do for our rough-in and make sure everything's working and our layouts, if you pick a bad paint, it can really mess up the job.
Yes, absolutely.
So what does Sherwin-Williams do to make that easier on clients?
What basically I would talk about right here. So Sherwin-Williams offers free color consultation.
Oh, right. Yeah, this is good. We should talk about it. Yeah. And educate me. So what do we want to do here?
All right, so there's three options. Two are free. One is a fee of $65 for 45 minutes.
Okay.
But that's still cheaper than a designer. But
True.
so the first option is like, if you just want reassurance on, like you're trying to decide between 2 or 3 colors, and you just want someone to tell you, do this one, you can text a Sherwin-Williams color expert.
Okay.
And it is just like texting a friend.
Okay.
It's instant. Like you don't have to schedule anything. You don't have to stand there and wait for 20 minutes. Example, that service closes at 7 p.m. I texted them at 6:58 and they gave me a color.
Wow.
I just asked a simple question, but they got back to me instantly.
That's awesome.
The second option, which is free, is if you need a little bit more help and you have a bunch of ideas, you can take pictures of like your tile or your drapery or especially the room you want to choose a color for. Email it to a Sherwin-Williams color expert, and they will give you advice and give you like a whole put together color arrangement that goes well together.
Okay.
The third one is the $65, and that one is like, I'm absolutely clueless.
Okay.
And that one is like a live color chat.
Okay.
You can FaceTime, you can do a Zoom call, however you want to do it. And I've done it. And literally, I like the consultant called me, and I just was like walking around my house like this.
Oh.
And like, this is what I'm trying to paint, and that's a little bit longer. I'm pretty sure it's 45 minutes. And then you can also do that like multiple times.
Right. Right.
And as the other two that are free, you can also do that multiple times.
Right. Right.
So it's super helpful because color is like probably the most difficult part of the process.
Right. And for a remodel, you can do a great job behind the walls, but no one ever sees it.
Right, exactly.
But if you mess up the paintwork, if you get the wrong color, if you don't prep well, it just makes your whole job look terrible.
Yeah.
So that's all. I didn't know you had all this.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's yeah. I didn't know you did all this.
Yes.
Okay.
So we don't we as in you and me and the store employees, we don't pick the color for you, but we have the tools to help you get there.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it.
That's very helpful.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would definitely tell my clients to utilize that, especially the free part, right? I mean, yeah. All right, well, I think that kind of concludes what we were talking about today. We got some good information out to our clients, and if there's any remodeling needs that you would like us to help you with, please either call, text, email, or you can like, subscribe, or comment to our content here. And we'll also provide Callie's email address so you can reach out to her.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
I've been talking about paint for 12 years, so there's a million other things I could say. So if you have any more questions, my email's at the bottom. Feel free to reach out.
Perfect.